I'm Superphiz. This is going to be State of the Stake 35. Today I want to talk about a really interesting idea that was passed to me by someone else, and it's one of those things you hear this great idea and you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I ever think about that before? Many of you know that I am kind of a pusher behind the thought of the Ethereum Due Diligence Committee. You can find that at EDDC.org. It is a committee of people that meet every week and work to vet staking products that are in the community's best interest. So, for example, we send a questionnaire out to staking hosts, and we ask them to return it to us, and we use that information to compare them to each other and really to give us the best idea about which staking pools are really legitimate and which ones throw up red flags. The ultimate goal there is to, there are a couple of ultimate goals, but maybe one of them is to have like a green light, yellow light, red light system. The real thing is we're looking for pools that throw up red flags that suggest to us that users might lose funds if they participate with that pool. I'm not really interested in like comparing good pools, like that's fine, but the real goal is to identify the pools that are shady and help users avoid those pools so that nobody loses funds in the long run. We've done this so far by requesting information from pool providers, kind of verifying that information and saying like, is it a good practice? Like, do you hold users' private keys? Do you hold user funds? Do you use smart contracts? Have you been audited? Are you a known entity in the space? Do you have an educational background to support what you're doing? What country are you located in? So those are really the kinds of questions we're asking. I found out this week that one of the things we're really missing is chain data. And Daniel Huang, who is an affiliate of one of the staking pools, had this chat, he and I had a chat, where he said, we're doing the right thing and we're proud of our work, and we use Graffiti to announce our validators to the network. I realized that that's a great way to get a measure of success of validating pools. Now, when we look at the two pools that have been slashed so far, these pools are kind of on the down low about what happened. Either they want to play it off or they want to deny that it happened, or they really don't want to take responsibility for the slashing event. And I think that a slashing event is really very serious for a pool to go through. If I were staking with a pool that has slashing event, I would actually remove my funds and maybe stake with a pool that was doing a better job. A slashing event is not an example of a mistake. Maybe it's a mistake. It is really some evidence of, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's poor pool operation. It means that in some way you ran software that caused the network to believe that you were malicious, and therefore those validators were removed. And so it is a big deal. As end users, that data can be helpful to let us choose which pools we want to participate with. Participation rate is another one. So the network gauges how active a validator is by how quickly its attestations are received by the network. And these are metrics that could be used in a global dashboard to let everyone see the performance of different pools. And ideally, we would see most of the pools doing A+ work. They would have attestations submitted quickly, they would have proposals that are submitted on time, and they wouldn't have slashing, and it would be really great to see their success, and I would feel more comfortable about saying, hey, yeah, that pool has a lot of history behind it on the network, and I'm more comfortable with it. And that also gives us this leverage to say to pools who are not providing this data, we have more difficulty trusting you because you're not actually telling us what your validators look like on the network. And I promise you that the first thing unscrupulous pools will say is, well, it's a security risk. It's not a security risk. It's just not. A lot of node operators willingly put their identity in the Graffiti field, and it's just an excellent way to give the network a better idea of how your validators are operating. I view staking pools in many ways as a community good, a community service. And one of the difficulties I've had with staking pools, especially when it comes to ETH2, is that they are opaque about information. They do not want to let the users know exactly how they're operating. And that's dangerous. It sets all of us up for this black box type of operation where we're expected to give money to someone else to stake on our behalf and hope that they're doing it right. I really think the right approach is to turn that around and for staking pools to make that information public so that we know how many validators they have. Basically, that lets us see how big they are, and also if they ever become so big that maybe they need to stop accepting new deposits. And that's okay. That would be a responsible choice. It also allows you to identify a tiny validator, or maybe someone who is trying to pull the wool over your eyes and act like they are, we have thousands of worldwide customers, when really you find out they may have 1 or 2 validators. So it's just a great way for end users and the community to have a better view on what's happening with these staking pools. The end game for this would be dashboards. Dashboards that could be open sourced. Maybe I know that Beacon Chain has mentioned being willing to host one of these dashboards where we can just quickly pull up metrics about how all of the staking pools are performing. If you've been in Ethereum long, or if you've been in Bitcoin very long, you know that block proposals on proof of work chains always have that identifier. It used to be a point of pride, and the fact that it's not included in these staking proposed blocks is a poor choice and something that we as users should stand up and speak out against. So I'm sharing this with the EDDC. I hope that they will hear this call to action. I'm inviting a guest onto the next call if the EDDC welcomes him, and he'll have a chance to state this case as well. It's something that I plan to move forward with because right now I'm not aware of any reason we shouldn't be doing this. I'm open to new ideas. I want to get it right, but I think this is the right direction. I'm Superphiz, and I am a part of the ETHstaker community. You can find us at reddit.com/r/ETHstaker or in our Discord at invite.gg/ETHstaker. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.